Most people go through life thinking something about them needs to be corrected, that they're too intense, too loud, too aggressive, or just built wrong for the world they're in. So they spend years trying to smooth themselves down, hoping that one day they will finally fit in. Sendo never did that. He never sat down and wondered how to become calmer, more reasonable, more presentable, or more acceptable. From the moment we meet him, he already knows what kind of person he is. And instead of running from that, he quietly makes a decision that most people are too afraid to make. He decides to place himself somewhere where his nature makes sense. That alone separates him from almost every other character in Hajime no Ippo. And honestly, from most people in real life too. In my honest opinion, most people don't hate who they are. Rather, they hate the friction between who they are and the world they're living in. They feel aggressive in a world that rewards politeness, intense in a world that values restraint, and emotional in a world that praises emotional control. Over time, that friction turns into shame. You'll start believing something is wrong with you. Sendo never accepted that premise. He never tried to smooth himself down so he could fit better. He looked at what he was and asked himself where someone like that should stand. Boxing gave him the answer. That's why Sendo feels so grounded and happy when he fights. There is no internal debate happening inside his head, and also no background noise of self-doubt or self-correction. He's not boxing to escape his personality or become someone else. He's using it to express it honestly. When he walks forward into punches, it's not stupidity or recklessness. I think it comes from alignment. His instincts, his emotions, and his intentions, all of them are moving in the same direction. That kind of inner agreement is rare, and when you see it, it looks extremely like fearlessness. Just think about it. Outside the ring, Sendo is not a menace. He's not unstable, abusive, or cruel. He's loud, friendly, straightforward, and protective of his people. That's important, because it shows that his aggression isn't leaking into places where it doesn't belong. People who suppress themselves eventually explode sideways. And people who accept themselves tend to have better control than anyone else. Sendo doesn't need to prove anything outside the ring, because he already gave that side of himself a place to exist. That's maturity, man. This is why Sendo resonates so deeply with people who always felt like they were too much. Too intense, too physical, too emotional, too direct. Those people are usually told to calm down or to be normal. No one ever tells them where that extra energy should go. Sendo is the answer to that question. He shows that the problem was never the intensity itself, but the lack of a proper container for it. You don't fix a powerful nature by weakening it. You fix it by giving it territory. Sendo is suggesting a powerful idea. Maybe a lot of people aren't broken. Maybe they're just misplaced. Maybe years of self-help, self-correction, and self-hatred came from trying to live in an environment that was never designed for their nature. That idea shifts responsibility away from endlessly fixing yourself and toward the much harder task of finding where you actually belong. Sendo never apologizes for existing. He doesn't perform masculinity. He doesn't intellectualize it. And he doesn't even debate it. He lives it in a way that feels ancient, almost out of time. It's that strength, loyalty, and directness, and also emotional honesty without self-consciousness. That's why he feels real. And that's why people keep coming back to him. You all know we are not rewatching his fights for the technique. It's also a little bit of confirmation. Confirmation to realize to stop fighting yourself, to stop shrinking, to stop believing you're defective. Sendo's story is about standing in the right place. And once you do that, a lot of the noise disappears. You'll stop leaking into areas you don't belong. You'll stop resenting the world for not understanding you. You'll stop arguing with your own nature. You'll finally get to be still, even in the middle of violence. That's why Sendo is at peace, because nothing inside him is being denied.